Hey everybody, I am going to be doing my favorite mixed media supplies. Um, they're not like new for 2019. Some of them I've been using for quite some time, so that should tell you something that I absolutely love them. And all of the supplies will be listed down below in the description box. I will try and do a blog post. So if you head on over to my website, you can see my blog over there as well. And then if you sign up for the newsletter, I will be sending out a newsletter for the new year, and I only send one out per month. So you don't have to be worried about being spammed with a bunch of randomness. Let's see. All right. So again, this is my favorite supplies for when I do mixed media projects, whether it's a layout, an altered project, a canvas, a tag, anything like that. So let's do the random things first. Well, a water bottle with water in it. That way, when you are adding um, color to your project, you can spray a little bit and then help it move around a little bit. So that is one of the first things. Second thing is a heat tool. So I do have my regular embossing tool, but I had gotten this to replace my embossing tool, which I didn't know that this is just more of a drying tool. It's a little bit, it's kind of in between a hair dryer and an embossing tool. So it's really great if you kind of want a little bit of help drying something, moving uh, mediums around, or anything like that. So I'd highly recommend the Ranger Heat It Craft Tool. Again, this is not used for embossing, to used with embossing powder, which I found out later. Anyways, all right, so water, heat tool, baby wipes. So these, I always have some in my craft room, and also paper towels. So I like to use these obviously to clean things, but I also like to take one, and I do this often, and I will bunch it up like this. So it's kind of like poofy at the end. And I will dab it in my gesso, my white gesso, and then kind of blend out something, whether, again, whether I'm doing a layout or a tag or something. It's a really great technique to do. So baby wipes and paper towels. All right, another thing is masking tape. So I don't use this as often anymore, but I definitely need to use it more. I use this for several different things. You can tear it apart, and you can use washi tape kind of the same way. But you tear it apart, you can add layers and layers of texture. And a long time ago, what I used to do, and I forget who I had seen it from, but it was like 8 years ago or so. So you would take it and you would scrunch it up like this. I don't even know if you could see that, but it would be kind of like this. Let's see if I can get it to focus. All right, so it's all scrunched up, and it just gives a little bit more texture on something. Also, this is like twine, baker's twine. I use this all the time to add texture and interest to a project. So there's that. And you always need some spatulas. I like the silicone spatulas. I prefer the Tonic Studio spatulas only because they're a little bit more comfortable. But Finnabair has some as well. If you already have Finnabairs, you don't have to go running out and getting the Tonic Studios. Both are great, but these are just what I picked up. Another thing is, which is no surprise, is the upholstery thread. So this is upholstery thread. It is not sewing thread. It's thicker, and it has like almost like a wax coating on it, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so it's by Cokes and Clark, and I get it on Amazon. You have to make sure that you get the white one So I had picked up, I don't even know where I put it, some that I had thought was white, but it turned out to be like a beigey color, which, I mean, I'll probably end up using it, but I like the white a lot better. So anyways, so again, I get that on Amazon. Let's see if I can try and put this. Nope, I can't find. Anyways, next thing is foam. So I like to pop things up a lot on my projects. So I like to use foam. I get this again on Amazon. I love Amazon. I get white and black. As you could see, I am definitely running out. So I need to get some more. So I think that's it for kind of like my random items that I use. Let's move on to stamps and stencils. All right, so we are moving on to stamps and stencils and things that you can build up texture with. So my favorite ink to stamp on a mixed media project is Stazon ink and also the archival ink. I have these little ones. The gray and the black are my favorite. I have lots of different colors. There's browns, and I think they come in a package of 3 or 4. Again, it will be listed down below. And my favorite stamps to use are these little ones from Finnabair. These are my favorites because they were on my desk. Well, they were in a drawer next to where I work, my work surfaces. So these are my favorite. There is this one, it's like scripty. Then there's a little bit smaller script. And then there's this one, which is like crackles. So these are my favorite. As you could tell, they are very well loved. And I don't use a block when I am stamping on a mixed media project because you don't want a perfect impression when you're doing mixed media. You want it to be kind of messy, so I kind of curl it up a little bit and I leave the back plastic on them. It makes them a little bit more sturdy, and then you could just kind of stamp, you know, as you go. So you definitely want a archival ink, something that is not going to bleed when you start adding your paints and sprays and that sort of thing. All right, so next is going to be my favorite. Oh, I have a couple more stamps actually. So this stamp set is from Uncreate. It is one of my favorites at the moment. There is lots of different textures in here. This was designed by Olga. She is a dear, lovely friend of mine, and this might come as a shock, a little bit, I guess. But this is my favorite stamp set to use on like layouts, or I think I did one layout and an altered envelope using this stamp set. So I had just embossed, I stamped some of the images on some cardstock or some pattern paper, and then I just left them at that. I didn't color them, I didn't do anything with them. They are beautiful, and then you kind of get like you can turn them upside down and you get like a flowing kind of effect. I absolutely love using florals kind of in the background of different things. So what I do sometimes too is I will stamp white, or I will stamp on vellum, and then I will use white embossing powder and then cut them out and tuck them here and there. It just kind of gives a little bit of a delicate look in the background. Oh, and one little thing, if you want to see more of my projects, if you are new to my channel, or if you cannot follow along all of my videos, you can go to scrapbook.com. I will have a link down below so you guys can check out all of my projects over there. I upload them fairly frequently, so they are pretty much up to date. And then what I will do, if there is the supplies at scrapbook.com, you can tag the supplies in your photo, so then you can know what I used in that particular project as well. So, all right, next is stencils. So these are my favorite stencils that I'm using at the moment. Move these out of the way. All right, I don't know if you can get all of these still or what, but I will try to find them all. So the first one is from Gabrielle Polacco, I believe her name is. That's how you pronounce her name. This one is one of my favorites. I probably have gone through 10 of these because as you could see, I don't take care of my stencils very well, especially my mixed media ones. This one is my card making one. So when I really like a stencil, I will get two, one for mixed media where I can gunk it all up, and then one where I can use just for cards for ink blending. So anyways, this one is called Tile Mania, Mini Tile Mania. All right, next one is Stencil Stars. I absolutely love this stencil just for layouts, or, you know, just it's a really good stencil to have just to add some interest to a project. And the oh, this is in a wrong package, but this is the Bubbles. I absolutely love this stencil. Again, I'm not exactly sure if you can get this anywhere anymore, but yeah, this is one of my favorites. And another little tidbit of information, I do have a stencil, a couple, I think, technique videos, and I will have them linked in the upper right hand corner for you guys if you are curious, because stencils are amazing. You can use them for so many different things. So be sure to check that out. All right, another one of my favorites is this one from Tonic Studios, and this one is called Bevel Diamond. It is amazing. You could see there. All right, a couple of my favorites from Marta. This one here, I absolutely love this one. You guys could see that. And this one here. All right, another one of my favorites is this one. It's called Woven. It's a Prima stencil. Absolutely amazing, gives lots of texture. This one, sadly, you cannot get anymore. I've tried to hunt it down. It just is not available anymore, but it is one of my favorites. And then this one here, little squares, and the Harlequin. And then these ones, as you could tell, are very well loved. Lots of paste on there. I definitely need to clean these. These are new from Finnabair. Well, fairly new. I think last Creativation maybe. Yeah, 2018. So let me see. I'm trying to find a name up for them. This one, Swirly Floral. I think I have these mixed up. And Tapestry. Yeah, these two are some of my favorites as well. All right, we are going to move on to embellishments. All right, some of my favorite things to use on mixed media projects is stickers. So I love these stickers with the pictures on them, and then they also have a fun quote on them, inspirational quotes. These are really great. They're from Finnabair. And some sentiments from Finnabair. Love these, and I love that there is just words, and then there is quotes as well, and they come, I believe, in 2 different shades, 3 different shades. So as you could see here, so there's like a really what is it, like vintagey look, then there's like a patina look, and then a little bit grungy look. So I can show you guys. There we go. All right, and of course, I absolutely love Tim Holtz word stickers and small talk, snarky ones, all of them. So I love these stickers. There's probably more that I don't have, but those I like to try and use what I have. All right, more embellishments that I like to use. One of my favorite things to use is resin frames, and this, I don't have any new ones, which I have to get more. But this one is from Prima. It comes with a small one and a large one. These are my absolute favorites to use. I also love Ingvild Boehm's square or rectangle frames as well, but I don't have any. So yeah, all right, let me grab these. All right, some of my other embellishments that I love are mechanicals from Finnabair. I use these all the time, and they got hearts here. So these ones are, doesn't say, but these ones are tin hearts. And then I love the pocket watches. These ones here, I love the heart ones as well. And then I love the rustic washers. But let me just say really quickly, for mixed media, you definitely do not have to have all this fancy stuff from, manufacturers. You can use anything that you find in your garage, thrift stores, just anything that you find you can use for mixed media. That's why I love it so much. But this is just what I have, and I have been asked quite some time to make this video, so I'm just showing you guys what I like. And of course, I absolutely love using things that I can recycle, like tin cans, bolts, and just all kinds of random things. So just wanted to put that out there. All right, next thing is chipboard. I absolutely love chipboard. I just kind of randomly picked some out of my bin. I love chipboard words, especially the big ones, for layouts or a nice canvas that I'm creating. I will emboss it with white embossing powder, and just amazing. All right, and then we got some from Scrapinique, and then some from Marta. So that is just kind of a little, there's so many that you can get. So that is that. And I also love using my molds with paper clay. I have to say that I tried resin, just it doesn't, me and resin don't get along very well. So I am going to stick with paper clay, and I absolutely love how the paper clay absorbs some of the color, and it just, I don't know, I just like it a lot better than resin. So this paper clay I get, sorry for the crinkling, I get at Michael's or Hobby Lobby with a coupon, and I think it's like $11 retail. So with a coupon it comes out to be a little bit better priced. But these are some of my favorite molds. So about these. This one, you can't use the paper clay with the little butterflies or the little bugs, because the little legs and antennas and stuff come off really easy. So if you want to use these, you definitely have to use resin for that, or let it dry in there. I haven't tried that. I'm not patient enough for that. I love this one because it gives a nice, really beautiful like greenery, and then the detail is just so pretty. And then I love this one as well. So those are my favorites of those. All right, we are going to move on to mediums and glue. My favorite glue, you guys probably already know. I'm going to move these out of the way. Oh, I did forget one thing. It's hiding over there, is the Melange art pebbles. So I absolutely love these. So they're just like little dewdrops. I love them, just to add an extra something. I really like the small ones, and I wish they had just a container of small ones instead of the large ones. I don't really use the large ones that often. Although I do have a video from a couple years back of how I used up a lot of the larger pebbles. But anyway, so those are some of my favorites as well to add. All right, so my favorite glue to use for mixed media projects is Fabri-Tac or heavy gel. So it depends. Let me grab the heavy gel. Actually, I didn't even grab it. It depends what I am putting down. So if I'm putting down like chipboard to paper or something like that, I'll use Fabri-Tac. But if it's metal to metal or something that I know is going to be pretty heavy, I will use heavy body gel. This stuff is amazing. And so yeah, those are my two go-to adhesives. And it's no secret that I absolutely love Finnabair's clear gesso and Finnabair's heavy gesso, the white one, and the black as well. So depending if I'm doing a project with Art Alchemy wax, I will use the black gesso. But yeah, and then my favorite paste, this one is the paper texture paste. It's amazing. And the crackle paste from Deco Art, that is my favorite for crackle. And Nicole, she told me about that and I absolutely love it. All right, so those are my mediums like gesso and that sort of thing. Another thing I like to add to my projects is art stones. There is mini art stones, regular art stones, and mega art stones. Yeah, mega art stones. And I use soft matte gel to kind of mix them and put them on a project. And I do have in most of my projects that I use these, how I use it in more depth. So be sure to check out my videos to see how I adhere those, because it took me quite a long time and lots of trial and error to figure out the best way to add those to a project so they don't fall off. All right, one of my favorite things is Distress Spray Stain in Picket Fence. This will add amazing splatters without having to mix together gesso and water, although I do that from time to time, but for the most part I will use Distress Spray Stain in Picket Fence. So that is my go-to for splatters. And right now my go-to for color is Impasto paints. I don't have any sprays, which is surprising. I haven't really been using sprays that often. I've been really loving the Impasto paints. So this is just some of my favorites and a few that I was using on a recent project. So these are some of my favorites that I use, and you can obviously paint just regular with them. But what I do is I add a little bit of water to water it down, and then I'll add it to a project. So these are my favorite go-to item to add color to projects, as well as the oil pastels. So they have revamped these. I don't have the new ones because I realize they are the same colors, and I've had these for years. I don't even know when these came out. I think like 2016 or something. 2015. So I've had them for a long time and I absolutely love them. And you could see they still have a lot of life left in them. So I'm not going to go out and buy the new ones, but I will have them linked down below. All right, so the Art Alchemy wax is my all-time favorite go-to for I guess kind of like a quick project, and I love the transformation of when you paint a project with black gesso and then you add the wax to it. It's just so magical and it's just amazing. So some of my favorite colors are Indian Pink, Firebird, Peacock, and Vintage Silk. So those are my all-time favorite colors. So yeah, I think that's it. I think I got through everything. So that's my mixed media portion of my favorite things. I will have more videos. I think I probably will have maybe 5 more of other favorite things to come. So be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified when I upload a video and you don't miss anything. And leave me a comment down below letting me know what some of your favorite items are when creating, whether it's cards or layouts, even if it's just brands or whatever. I love to interact with you guys and get to know you guys a little bit more. So yeah, I think that's it. I feel like it went by so fast. All right, I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by. Again, leave me a comment down below, a like on this video, please. It really helps me out and lets YouTube know that you like my content, and subscribe if you are not already subscribed. I will catch you guys later. Bye.